What if we could communicate with animals? It began with a spark, not fire, but understanding. At first, it was just noise, chirps, growls, clicks. Then came the breakthrough. A small team of neuroscientists developed a brain translation interface, something that could bridge the cognitive gap between species. It wasn't magic, it was math, language models, and waves turning patterns into meaning. The first clear sentence came from a gray African parrot named Coco, who looked at a scientist and said, "You are noisy but kind." The world changed overnight. Suddenly, every animal was a potential conversation. The technology spread fast. Tiny earpieces and collar chips made it possible to translate signals from dogs, cats, birds, even octopuses. At first, the conversations were simple needs, feelings, questions. Dogs said things like "happy you here," or "ball now." Cats were more cryptic, "warm lap," "stay still," but even that was enough to spark a global fascination. Zoos turned into debate forums. Dolphins held court in underwater amphitheaters, telling stories of shipwrecks and the taste of sonar. Elephants spoke in memories, long rolling sequences of sound, revealing they never forgot a face even from decades past. Ravens gossiped, horses offered history, cows told jokes. Within months, new rights were drafted. Animals were no longer mute resources, they were citizens. They could vote on ecosystems, on park borders, on human behavior near their homes. The United Nations created the Department of Interspecies Relations. Trees, though silent, were represented by squirrels, who'd lived among them long enough to act as translators. The world had to make space for voices it had never listened to. There were protests, of course. Not everyone liked hearing what animals thought of us. Some dogs refused to fetch. They said it was undignified. Zoo animals demanded release. "You kept us for amusement," said a tiger in Berlin. "Let us go, or stay here with us." The zoo shut down the next day. Fishermen found themselves negotiating with pods of whales. The whales asked, "Why do you kill us but not each other?" There was no good answer. Bees gave lectures on flower politics and navigation. Ants explained their underground cities and considered humans giant, disorganized buffalo. Some revelations were heartbreaking. The last vaquita, a small porpoise thought extinct, was found and interviewed. Her words were few, but unforgettable. "I was not supposed to be alone." Conservation turned from guesswork to dialogue. Endangered animals could tell us exactly what they needed, and why they were dying. Domesticated animals began to change. Dogs became teachers. They trained their humans back. "Don't yell. I don't understand anger," one golden retriever said on a popular stream. Cats ran philosophy blogs. One wrote, "Humans chase purpose. We chase sunbeams. Perhaps we are wiser." Children were the first to adapt. They made friends across species lines. A 6-year-old boy had a crow best friend named Tuck who helped him cheat at hide and seek. Schools introduced interspecies education. Some classes were held in the forest, others underwater, with eels and fish explaining ecosystems in their own flickering patterns. But not everything was peaceful. Rats formed unions in cities, demanding space and food. Some predators, like wolves, wanted hunting rights restored. "If we don't kill, we starve. Do we not deserve life too?" their leader growled during a televised debate. Governments had to find compromises, biosphere zones where natural laws ruled, and others where cooperation was required. Still, something deeper had changed. People began to see themselves not as rulers of the earth, but participants in a conversation billions of years old. The arrogance cracked, pride softened, humility grew. Farmers worked with foxes instead of trapping them. City planners consulted pigeons on airflow and light. One architect credited squirrels with designing the world's most efficient skyscraper. "They know space. They live in 3 dimensions," he said. As years passed, the world became stranger and better. No more silent forests, no more empty stares from the eyes of animals. Now, they watched us, spoke to us, forgave us or didn't. There was a final shift no one expected. One morning, a humpback whale sang across a bay, and it wasn't a translation, it was direct. People felt her song. Without tech, without interface, something had shifted in the human brain. Understanding no longer needed a device. It had evolved, like empathy had broken a dam. And from that day forward, the world spoke in more than human tongues. We listened,